Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Picks and Sticks podcast, a fun music podcast where four great friends talk about the music, bands, and songs that they love. I'm Moro.
I'm Gordo.
I'm Cecil.
And I'm Huff.
And this is Picks and Sticks. On this episode of the podcast, we bring you 10 of our favorite songs from the band Oasis.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Picks and Sticks. Hope you're doing well and staying safe in this, strange, crazy time. We're getting close to the end of November, which is Movember. Before I get into the Duster update, I hope you listen to our Movember special. So Movember is saving and improving men's lives through projects focused on prostate cancer, testicular cancer, mental health, suicide prevention. So if you have someone close to you who's raising money, please donate what you can. If you don't know anyone who's raising money, visit our page and please make your donation there. You can find the link in the Picks and Sticks donation page, which was we had the link in that Movember bonus episode, which I hope you checked out, where you could hear Cecil's story and how he gave cancer a big throat punch. So we have. We should also thank, I guess, some of our donators. So Carol, Tom and Deborah, Brendan, B-Rad, Amy, and Sage Ecological Solutions. So thank you very much for your generous donations.
Yep, thank you.
What are we sitting at right now?
Yep. We're at about $900.
Holy crap.
Not too shabby.
Bad. In a week, not bad at all.
Not bad. Duster update. Cecil looks like the dude from One Day at a Time. Sorry, I should be the guy to talk because I still look the same as I did 20 days ago.
I'm adding this to the gallery, so, everyone would have seen it by now, I guess.
I feel like Moro, given enough time, I feel like I know we said Mario Brothers in that special. Maybe like a Tom Selleck. Burt Reynolds, Smokey and the Bandit. Maybe.
He's got a little Smokey and the Bandit going on. He might be the monkey, though.
Except it turns red.
Even better.
Yeah, I got the same thing. Mustache don't match the rest of the face.
Huh.
He's got like a blonde red mustache and everything else is dark. So I can't do a Fu Manchu. Looks like I've dipped my face in chocolate.
Really? Does it go two different colors like that? That'd be cool.
Actually, it kind of would be.
Frosted stash?
Like the dudes with the white Fu Manchu down the middle of the Wolverine look.
Yeah.
Black and white, the black and white handles.
Well, you know what? I was going to ask you guys. A lot of people have some strong opinions on this. I'm kind of cheating. I'm backing into Movember where I usually rock a bit of a beard. So I'm starting with the beard. Then I just instantly have a mustache. And I'm going to be probably be debuting that tomorrow, actually.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Some people think that's cheating. But you know what? It's just smart, getting a head start.
You know what? At the end of the day, it's about the cause. It's about just drawing attention, raising money, all that good stuff. So as long as we're having fun with it, I don't know if anyone honestly grows a better mustache than Cecil. He's done a few over the years, and
thanks, pal.
I'm a little jealous. Like
no,
I feel
he's
like
got the best stash.
Yeah.
You know, the weird thing is, everyone takes me more seriously. Like when I'm at work, like it's clear, like results, people listening, like it's. It's everywhere I go. I've paid attention every year, and I'm like, people take me more seriously in November. It's if you want to do well in business, grow stash.
Huh. Yeah, you look like you could be in Beastie Boys' Sabotage video.
Yes, dude. Yes, that is a great call. That is 100% factual right there.
We should consider putting that on our Instagram page. Just saying, that would be some good stuff. A little progress update.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget to check out the ball playlist too.
Good call. Yes. Yes, we do have a ball playlist. You can find that where you find all our playlists on Apple Music, YouTube Music, or Spotify. It's a heck of a collection that Moro put together.
And there is links to Spotify, YouTube Music, and Apple Music in each of the episode notes if you can't find it in the search.
Beautiful.
They're
Making
good
it
songs
nice and
though.
easy.
It's a good listen. It's not just songs with ball. They're good songs with balls.
It's not
Ballin'
bad.
songs.
It's
Yeah,
not bad at all. It's
great.
And you know what I was thinking? I was actually thinking. I was listening to it, and I was like, you know what? I think we missed. I think I'll say it this. I was going to say we missed the boat. I'll say I think we dropped the ball by not. We should have at least put Mr. Mustache in there. How do we not add Mr. Mustache?
Nirvana.
You know,
Yeah, good
Yeah.
one. That
Okay.
would've been totally
We
good
can
one, yeah.
adjust that.
I feel like we need to make a
Yeah,
call
add to it.
here
Yeah,
and
yeah.
add that in after how much we talked about that song when we did the Nirvana episode. I thought I was just sitting there one day. I was like, man, we should have put Mr. Mustache on there. So maybe we'll add that in. So again, everyone that's doing what they can for this great cause. It's about men's health and all that. Thanks very much. And again, if you do want to donate to the Picks and Sticks Movember page, easy for me to say, you can find that link in the special Cecil edition of Movember. We mentioned in the Power Ballads. Sorry, I'm a little slow here today, boys.
You're staring at Cecil's mustache. And you just got
I'm-
mesmerized.
Yeah, you know what? He's like stroking it gently. I'm like, man, I wish I could grow a mustache. Like
Shockingly
that. But,
works. Yes, I know.
we are giving away a brand new in the box Google Nest Hub Mini. We talked about that. So if you did listen to the Power Ballads, you're already ahead of the game. You know how to enter, but we'll give details on that a little bit later in the show. Speaking of that episode, I just want to say, I'm just going to take a couple seconds. That's all I need to say. I was right.
Really?
Yeah, I was right. Slash did play a double neck guitar. He was a fan of the Morpal. He definitely was.
God.
And Morrow swore to God that he never played a double neck guitar, so I sent him the picture. So
I thought about it after, and I figured you were right.
Damn.
Hey, the double neck guitar, telling you, it's awesome.
Well, he has a picture online of him and all his Les Pauls, and I think there's about 60 of them.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure there's a double neck in there somewhere.
There might even be more than one, but anyway. So I just wanted to say that. Email the show. You can. We're not going to do Gord's Pouch this time around. We're going to maybe skip an episode, but email address is picksandstickspodcast@gmail.com. That is also the email address that you can send the answer to the trivia question to win that brand new Google Nest Hub Mini. God, that's a lot of words. Can't they shorten that up? Can't it just be like a Google Hub or something? Anyway.
That's a hell of a prize, by the way.
Right? That is a hell of a prize. So,
We're not giving away Tic Tacs and candy over here, folks. Jesus Christ.
so
you
do
can
we
play
want-
your
do we-
music on it. It'll spy on you all day.
Really? Is it like a nanny cam kind of thing?
Yeah, well, I have a bunch of Google stuff in my house, and then I'm pretty sure it is spying on me. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
That's
100%. It is.
Great.
All your shit's spying on you. I mentioned Jimi Hendrix once when we started talking about future episodes and that. Next thing you know, everything on my phone is links to Jimi Hendrix stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't need all that. Anyway, gets you in trouble. We're talking Oasis.
Wait.
Hey, we missed something.
Somebody had a birthday.
Yeah, we
since
missed
our-
some. I was
since
somewhere
our
on the
last-
weekend that was kind of a monumental birthday. I mean, who was that? You guys have any guesses?
You sons of bitches. I tried to skate through it. Yeah, that was me.
Yes.
You're right. I did have a birthday. As you get
But
older, you don't like birthdays.
But it looks like you got some pretty cool stuff, though.
You know
Looks
what?
like it.
People took care of me, including the Picks and Sticks boys, by the way. These are my new headphones, as you can see. Obviously, the listeners can't, but or cans, as they say, in the business. Now that we're professionals here, but I got some sweet
Nice.
new headphones.
Nice cans, Huff.
Yeah, nice cans, eh? Stop staring at my cans.
Can't help it.
The family, the wife and kids, hooked me up with a new turntable so I could get back into the vinyl collection that has been collecting dust, and got a Ride the Lightning on vinyl, so I got that set up. I got this sweet ass. I'm just gonna move out of the way.
I think I have 2 Master of
The
Puppets.
Picks and Sticks banner.
Oh,
I've got 3. I've got 3 Woodstock records. You have one of those too.
I'll take that Master of Puppets off your hands. I don't have
I got
that.
a few doubles here, so we'll look.
I got some epic stuff. I got, like Power Slave and
nice.
Peace of Mind. I've got there's a bunch of stuff that as you're dusting it off, you're thinking, wow, I forgot I had all this shit.
Did I talk about already the Iron Maiden Live After Death? The paperwork that comes in the middle. It's like the stats. It's all the specs and stacks of every piece of equipment, all the roadie equipment, everything on stage is all listed there. It's incredible.
Really?
Oh, it's so cool.
No shit.
Yeah, I gotta bust that out.
That's what I love about vinyl. All this stuff, like when you open it up, some of the stuff that they include in there was so cool. And then CDs, it wasn't the same. And now it's all digital. My boy was hanging out with me a little bit more than my daughter was, but I was trying to give them an education on all the cool stuff about vinyl, right? And it was, I don't know, it was pretty interesting. He was maybe 50-50 on paying attention and just saying, yeah, whatever, Dad. But at least he humored me because it's my birthday, so I get to do whatever the hell I want. Exactly. So I was also going to say that behind me there, I've got the Picks and Sticks monster poster that my wife hooked me up with. It's about 40 inches wide. I'm not sure how long it is, but it's probably...
That's sweet.
It's probably 4 feet anyway, but...
Why aren't we giving that away then?
Oh, over my dead body. You're going to have to storm this room, boys. We can maybe get a couple printed up. Who knows? I think that's that was a great deal. And then we actually did a dinner at the Keg. And before we get into the band, I guess it was a great dinner and that. And I'll just say, you know what? Do what you can to support your local restaurants and
what cut did you get? Did you get the baseball?
Dude. No, dude, you got to get the New York Strip.
Yeah,
New York Strip.
Oh yeah, you did.
Outstanding. With the twice baked potato? Are you kidding me? Oh, boys. God, I love the Keg. They never let me down. But anyway, make sure you support your. What's that?
I used to like the baseball, but it's a little bit too much now.
I used to like it.
And they can only get it rare, right?
I like it.
Yeah, you can only get it rare, or else you burn the shit out of it. No, anyway.
And I have indigestion for 3 weeks after.
Yeah, there's always that too. Anyway, so support your local restaurants and all your local retailers and that. It's tough times for a lot of people. So Oasis is what we're talking about. Hell of a band.
Amazing.
Gordo and I, we may have. What year was that? That was. You know what? That was on the Dig Out Your Soul tour. So that would have been the. That was the last tour. 08, right? That was 08.
Yeah, it was the only time I got to see him. It was a great show. I know we got tickets kind of last minute, and we ended up getting great seats. But
we did get great seats.
Just a great show. Like, they're not the most flamboyant and jumping. They're not doing rock kicks like David Lee Roth and shit.
No,
but they're just solid sounding live.
I heard them talk about that. They plan to stand still. They don't like that running around, jumping around. It's like intentional to be boring.
Yeah, it's like four Malcolms.
It's like totally.
Even Malcolm's got that little bop though, man.
That's true. At least he moves. Yeah, there's not a lot of it's not Judas Priest. You know, no. It's nothing like that. It is just if you're there for the stage theatrics, that's not your band, but they sounded great. It was a wicked show. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to say about that in particular before we kind of get into the band a little bit, Gord?
No. Other than I will say that I
played with them.
Heard
anyone with them or no?
I don't even remember.
Okay,
honestly,
no.
I don't remember either.
I remember not hearing a lot of Dig Out Your Soul before I hadn't heard the whole album more than twice going to the show. And I was surprised how good a couple of their hits were live, which I think we might talk more of here as we get into the list here.
Yeah, very, very rare, I guess, in a way that I mean, and we'll get into it. I think that Dig Out Your Soul which was their last album, is one of their best. There's a lot of really great songs on there that I enjoyed. Anyone catch parts of the documentary?
Oh yeah, that was good too. We're
talking about
Amazon,
Supersonic,
right?
Supersonic, right?
Yeah, the one that you kind of put us onto.
Yeah, right away. I've heard that story a couple times now. I think Liam thinks he's like possessed by John Lennon because he talks about that hammer. He got in a scrap. He was like 15 or something. Then he said from that he never liked music before. He was a jock, and then when he woke up in the hospital, he said the first song he noticed was "Like a Virgin" by Madonna. He said that in the Howard Stern interview, I think. Morrow sent me today.
Is that right?
And he said he heard "Like a Virgin." He's like, that's actually a really good tune. From there, he said from that day on, he heard music differently.
It's funny that he only got hit in the head with a hammer once, though. You'd think that guy'd be getting hit all the time.
Well, I guess they had a
Right?
dust up too when they were recording. What was that one they did at Rockfeld? The Definitely Maybe. He got smacked. He got hit with a
Noel hit him over the head.
cricket stick.
Cricket bat during Morning Glory. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, dude. Over the head. That's what you get, man.
He's a weird dude. He ran, I don't know if you saw him on Howard Stern. He was doing a song. I can't remember which song it was. Might have been one of his, but the band didn't even finish playing, and he just ran out to take a piss. Howard's like, what? Howard's like, what's going on here? He's like, why? And he sprints across the studio and just leaves. He's like, he can't do that. It's pretty fucking funny.
He doesn't care.
No, he doesn't give two shits.
No.
Yeah, listening to all of these albums, and I guess if you count the Master Plan, which is the B-sides, if you will, from the first three albums. I mean, they've got eight albums, and like such a awesome band, and we're gonna see the wide variety of songs when we talk. Again, this isn't about their best songs; these are about our, I guess if you want to say, favorite songs or songs that we really like. So it's not just going to be all the hits and things like that, but just what a wicked band, and it kind of breaks my heart that they can't get along, and they've split into two different bands that aren't, I don't know, they're kind of mediocre. Like there's some decent stuff, I would say. I don't know if you guys listen to either BDI or High Flying Birds.
I like it though.
Yeah, I like some of it, but Jesus, even when you think of Dig Out Your Soul, how good that is as a seventh studio album.
Well, that's the thing with them. They
Unreal.
They evolve. Most bands they come out for, many first couple are awesome, and then they have no material left. But they evolve nicely. Like the first 3 or 4 was all Noel Gallagher. He let Liam write one song on the third album or something, and then he goes. Then from then on, the last 3, it's about a 50-50 split. I don't know about the new guys that joined the band. But he let about 5 or 6 on each album there, the other guys write, and they're super songs, but then that kind of changes their sound a little too. So it's like Dig Out Your Soul could have been their first one. It's so good.
Yeah.
Well,
there was a couple in between that I didn't really care for, but overall,
grew on me. I know what you mean, that Heathen Chemistry and Don't Believe the Truth. They don't have as many good songs, but has some quality stuff, yeah.
I really struggled with Standing on the Shoulder of Giants. I know that you guys liked it, I think, a little bit more than I did. That was out of the 7, I'll even say out of the 8, because I'll include the Master Plan, because I really enjoyed the Master Plan. It was kind of like, the Beastie Boys album that came out that we didn't even know was out, and you listen to it, you go, geez, man, this is really freaking good, whatever their last album was. That's kind of the way I felt with the Master Plan when I listened to it. There's a lot of really good stuff on there, but it felt to me like Standing on the Shoulder of Giants, and again, for me, I thought was maybe their weakest album, and then I thought the other 3 after
every
that
song on that one is good except Little James.
Agreed. I found
more British mum beef.
I found with Standing on the Shoulder of Giants, that one for me got better with age. When it came out, I was disappointed because before that was definitely maybe What's the Story, Morning Glory, and Be Here Now, which at the time I thought were all better. But as I went back, I really enjoyed Shoulders of Giants a lot more than I did at the time. which we'll see in the list here is quite reflective.
That was the first album I owned.
Is it really?
Of theirs.
Really? You didn't listen to them? Or?
No, I never. You know what? I was an Oasis hater.
Really?
When they came out in like what it was 90, 91?
Yeah, 94 was the first album.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe it was 84 or 94. Sorry, not 84. 94.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was too into the grunge scene, and I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was that I think a lot of. And when I told people we were doing Oasis, you got a different reaction. Like there's the haters that think the two brothers are donkeys.
Yep.
And then there's
Can't
the
argue
people,
that.
There's the people that just love the old hits, right?
Yep.
You know, and I never owned any of the old albums, so for me this was fun because there's a ton of hits on them, but there's a lot of great songs besides the hits on those albums. And then there's a lot of people that love them but have never really heard the new stuff. You don't really find too many people that listen to the newer Oasis that I found anyway.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Definitely
after Standing on the Shoulders, where they kind of fade in out.
That's where they lost me.
Wow, nice one.
Oh, see, I caught that after the fact. I forgot that was the name of a song. Sorry, boys. I'll try and get my shit together here.
It wasn't warranted. The last three are so good, just different. But
Yeah.
people don't like change.
I was a little bit maybe not like as a resistor of Morrow. The first album that came out, and I was it was kind of interesting. But it was the second album, What's the Story, Morning Glory. I just liked everything on it, and then subsequently enjoyed the first album more for whatever reason after that. And then I've been a fan ever since. Again, Heathen Chemistry is probably not my favorite, but it's still not a bad album.
Yeah, it's got, and I don't have the track list in front of me. So once again, I'm talking right out of my ass. If there's anything that we do good on this on this podcast is we just kind of shoot from the hip. I have no idea if what I'm about to say is factual at all, but
that's great. That's good.
Right? In any event, like I feel like there were kind of the hits on that. I didn't find, Tomorrow's Point, that, like Little by Little, I love that song. I'm trying to think what else is on there. Stop Crying Your Heart Out is a very popular song. A lot of people love it. I mean, I was talking to Will, my buddy Will, and that might be his favorite Oasis song. And as a UK guy, like I kind of take some stock in that because,
right.
as right, kind of from the not the neighborhood, but I mean at least from the area, not being from North America. And there's a couple other songs on there, but then there's I don't know, some average to, I don't know, not very good. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah.
But
you hit on something, Huffman, that I realized while we were doing this re-listen is that I was talking to Will at your birthday, and him being from the UK, I told him what we were planning for our next podcast. He just like lit up. He talked about Oasis for half an hour. Mm-hmm. It's like there's a sense of pride when it comes to talking about Oasis with anyone, I think, from the UK of our age bracket. Like he could have talked for the entire night about him, which was great and entertaining. I got some good insight, but he's like, oh, you got to make sure this song's on there, and you better not forget this song. Like he's passionate, brother.
Absolutely.
They don't seem to have a lot of bad songs. Like the ones that seem I'm not a big fan of grow on me.
Yeah.
Like I could have my top 20. It was hard to do because my next 20 to 30 could be 1 to 10. I find their songs don't jump out in front of the other very much. It's just like a collection of crazy good written songs, but there's nothing that gets you right in the groin like Metallica.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys are like me. I had 45 songs on my list to start this.
Yeah, I was around there too.
It's crazy. I'm never that high. I'm usually good at weeding them out. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I agree. I especially when you start at the beginning and even to your point, Gord, like once I got to like, well, the second album, you get to Morning Glory and it's like, Wonderwall, and some might say, and Don't Look Back in Anger. And I just kept saying, God, I love this song. And I love this song. And I was getting to the point where it was almost like Appetite for Destruction, where I could have put every song on the album on my list. And I had to kind kind of weed that out a little bit, because it was brutally. And I think we say this in every podcast, so that's the funny thing. But I just found it was just very, very difficult to come up with our own individual list of 20.
Yeah, there's not a lot of crossover here, right? There's a lot of songs that made it to our top 10, which I know we'll get into, that only two guys had on their top 20, right?
Yeah, and probably the longest list in terms of overall, like any song that got a selection or a vote, if you will. I feel like it's the longest list, like because of that, because we didn't have so much continuity or so much commonality, I guess is the word I'm looking for. There's like one guy had the Hindu Times, and one guy had Fucking in the Bushes, and one guy had the Master Plan, and one guy had like stuff like that. And it was like the list just kind of goes on and on and on. So
by quick count, we mentioned around 50 songs between the four of us.
Is that right? Hey,
or right around there, yeah.
Wow,
that's crazy.
So there you go. I think that's
they're all good or they're all bad, depending on your opinion of them. Hey?
Yeah. Well, for 7 or 8 albums, that's a lot of songs. Like we generally didn't have that with other artists. But
I don't hit skip a lot. I don't hit skip a lot when I listen to these guys. And I found when I went album to album, I didn't. Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I think every album has a few gems, but I don't feel like they have a lot of weak songs.
I would agree with that.
Totally.
There's some, yeah. And maybe that's the challenge in trying to create your own list of 20. As Gord said, when you're looking at 45 or 50 songs and you got to get that down to 20. And quite frankly, as Cecil said, the song that ends up in 15th could just as easily be 40th, and the song that's 40th could just as easily be 8th or whatever. And it does depend on, I guess, a number of factors. I mean, all
right.
Yeah. So
let's get into it, bitches.
Yeah, I think it's a good time to get into it. So we did mention the list that we're going to talk about. So there's the patented Picks and Sticks. I can't even say the name of the podcast today. Picks and Sticks is what it's called. The algorithm, if you will. So each of I got buzzed.
My mic was already off. It was already off, and I clicked it on.
Oh my god! We need a gong. I thought maybe you were gonging me because I'm so bad today. What
is that? Cecil's new buzzer.
Here, it's the gong. Okay, this is gonna make it back in the show. It's staying on.
Anyway, so the four of us, each create an individual top 20 list, and then we run that through the patented Picks and Sticks algorithm, and it creates top 10. Actually, it ranks all the songs, but we always talk about the top 10. Our playlist that you'll find on Apple, YouTube, and Spotify is our top 20, plus our deep cuts that we're going to talk about in a few minutes. So let's kick it off with number 10 or 11. I mean, there's a tie. I Can See a Liar, which is tied for 10th off Standing on the Shoulder of Giants. Not a fan, but I know that who had that? Cecil and Morrow had that. Do we want to give a quick, shout out to that song?
Yeah, I don't think it deserves to be tied with Wonderwall, which is what it's tied with. But I do think it's a good song.
We'll call it 10B then.
It's a rockin' tune. It's not, if you're looking for melodies and harmonies, you're not going to find it in that song. It's got pretty gritty guitar. It's got a pretty dirty kind of rock punky sort of feel. So
I'm with Hutton. No, that's not one of my favorites, but I defy anyone to listen to that and then not come away singing "I Can See a Liar" in the shower. Like, you have to sing that song. Yeah. It just sticks in your head.
Yeah. And
Gord got his singing in.
You did. I forgot to mention off the top.
It took you a half hour, man.
Yeah.
A lot of time.
I've been holding back, brother. I have been holding back.
Oh, it's my turn next.
Gord was sharing his concerns about the amount of singing he was going to be doing. So we said as much as humanly possible. So be prepared for that for everybody listening.
And why is that song sticks in your head like that? I don't know.
I don't know. It's because I find it annoying, but that's
it's part of Liam's voice is both annoying and memorable at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, like a screaming child at times. You're like, what? Just it's something you can't forget.
Are there some parallels between the
sound?
vocal style here? When we talked, we'll go back to past episodes. Chris Cornell or even Axl Rose. Where is that? I think that could be maybe part of what turns people off, or after a while, like. The first time when we decided we were going to do this, and the first day I started listening to music, I wasn't in the right mood, and I got about 5 or 6 songs, and I was like, I can't listen to this. And then after that, once you get into it, I fell in love with the band. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
Liam has a very unique voice, and it's not like like Axl Rose can be grating, It's not an Axl Rose. It's not an Axl Rose voice.
Okay.
Like I think he gets pretty close to ruining some songs. Like he does at points, but he doesn't.
But so did Axl.
Yeah. Well, no, I think Axl can ruin a song way easier than Liam can.
I think you're saying
fair. That's fair.
what I'm hearing is
you don't like English
people. How dare you? How dare you?
No. But his voice is like when it's the right song, his voice is like it's perfect.
Yeah.
And then it's just on the line. Sometimes he sings a little bit out of key, and he's a great singer.
I used to not like singers forcing things too much, like the way he says like sunshine and landslide, like that kind of stuff. But now it changed my opinion on that. Like there's other singers that are overdo it too, but I look at it more like they're using, it's like their instruments. You can have a wah pedal and you can bend notes on the guitar. Why can't you do that when you're singing?
That's a good way to look at it. I never thought of that. As Morrow mentioned, we'll call it 10. A was Wonderwall. And it was just me and Gord on this one. Again, this goes back to what we talked about. There's a lot of just songs that two of us had. This is one of those ones, and I kind of carried this one in because, well, Gord, you were there. After our dinner, we went to the local pub. And we're at the local pub, and there's a dude. There's the dude there with his acoustic guitar, and it's just him, and he's just playing some songs, right? He's just playing a bunch of different stuff. We're chatting, having a couple of beers or whatever. All of a sudden, he breaks into Wonderwall, and he starts playing it. And the next thing you know, the whole bar is singing. The whole bar is singing, and I'm singing it, and I'm greased, right? So like it makes it even better. And it was I turned to Gord at that time, and I said, this is going to be my number one song, just because I forgot how much I love to sing it. Yes. I forgot how much other people love to sing it, and it's a freaking wicked song. So that's how it ended up on as my number one song. It was just purely coincidental. We had a great time that night.
That was really funny, but you bring up a good point. Like Oasis is one of the most sing-alongable, if that's the terms, bands you'll have.
Yeah.
They have so many songs, and Tomorrow's last point, Liam kind of makes and breaks a song at the same time. Like there's some parts where you think he's just gonna get out of tune enough to ruin the song, and then he somehow brings it back, like in the chorus. Like it's a very strange song. Yeah.
He causes it like there's a dissonance. Like they do that a lot in piano, and when there's complex songs, or they do a lot of classical. It's the dissonant sound, or it's that. It's kind of the. It's the build up to the chorus.
Oh yeah.
And then so he kind of goes. Sometimes he goes out of tune, causes tension, and then once the chorus comes, it's like boom. It's like. I don't know if you noticed that.
Did you write a paper on this at one time?
No,
that was deep, man.
No. I just noticed it though. That's what he does. Like Carlin was saying, how he bends his voice up in and out of key. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or not, but it does create that tension in some of the songs, and he does it in Wonderwall quite a bit.
Don't look back in anger. I bet you does that too, because there's a huge lead up to that. concert
All right.
or chorus.
Can I give a shout out at this point to the drummer on this song? Because I think they're it's mostly the Noel and Liam show, but they fired their drummer after their first album, and this was the new guy's first album he was on, and I just think the drumming
Alan
on this, Alan White, thank you very much. He does a heck of a job on this album, especially this song. Like he's quite a big step up from the last guy, as far as just touch it, like just the way he. I hate to use the word touch and feel, but he's got a good feel for the drums.
Yeah,
that you notice on this one.
Did you guys read about the original drummer's lawsuit?
Yeah, I did.
Did he sue the band, or is he just,
Yeah, he sued because he was on the first album and one song on the next or something. Sued for 500 G's, but in turn give up all the future royalties on Definitely Maybe. Whoops.
On everything.
Probably make like
he got some
$1,000
bad
a day.
advice.
Yeah, you think, wouldn't it?
Some bad legal advice, sir.
He should sue his lawyer now.
Is he a bad drummer? They seem to think he was shitty.
I think he gets a bad rap. He was still pretty good drummer. I think he's just a really quiet guy and he was just the guy that they needed someone to pick on, and they just decided to pick on him.
I mean, I don't
think he's that bad.
I don't notice the drumming in probably the first 3 albums.
Well, let me say this.
I do after that.
Well, let me say this. Out of our top 10 or 11, I guess, we've got 4 from Definitely Maybe that have the old drummer on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does that mean anything? I don't know, but I don't think it hurts.
I think
He's got a really bad lawyer.
I don't think it was as dramatic as when Nirvana fired their drummer and got David Grohl, and just everything came into place. I just think the next guy was just a little bit better and was more suitable for the direction their songs are going. The first guy was a little more straight ahead. Was great on that album, but probably couldn't have pulled it off as well on Morning Glory, where their songs got a little bit more evolved. That's my
I think that's
anyway.
kind of what I had read too. It's more about just being a little having a little more skill. Number 9 on the list is from Dig Out Your Soul, I'm Out of Time. And Morrow, you had that song 4th on your list.
Well, it's an amazing song. It's written and sung by Liam. And Liam didn't
he wrote
get to
this
write
too,
it.
eh?
Yeah, he didn't get to write a lot of stuff. And I'd say it's one of his best songs for vocals. Like it's the harmonies and the singing's spot on, really good. And I think it's paying homage to John Lennon. And
I was just going to say it's Beatley.
If you make it to the end of the song, there's a John Lennon speech. I think the last public speech he gave. There's a clip from it.
Okay.
So I thought it was a skit, and I was like, "What is that?" And so I looked it up, and it's a speech he made in 1980, and I think Liam kind of idolized him. And this, I think it's one of Liam's best vocal performances. Yeah, that's why I liked it.
I agree 100% with Morrow. I didn't realize he wrote it too, but I was going to say I really liked the song, and it was a little different for Oasis, and now I understand why. But I think this is by far his best singing is on this song for sure. Really good tune.
Nice. Number 8, as we move along into Slide Away from Definitely Maybe. So this is the first song that makes the list from that album. Slide Away, Gord. You had that.
Slide away.
Yeah.
Oh, how can you
there
not
you go, singing
that?
again.
This was one of those songs that really kind of snuck up on me because I listened to that album and I had it written down with a question mark. And then I listened to it a little bit more, and the more I listened to it, the more I liked it. And I bet you if we would have had another week, I may have had it up around number 2 or number 3 on my personal list as well.
Yeah, I had it really high. I saw them perform this live like on TV. And what's the festival? They have the Glastonbury Festival.
Yeah.
They were playing that, and they played this song. It was just spectacular. And so it sold that sold it for me. And also, I read an interview once where Ewan McGregor was on the set of one of the Star Wars movies, probably Phantom Menace, and he kept walking by and singing "Slide Away," and people were getting annoyed with him. And I'm like, "Yeah, Ewan, Obi-Wan likes Slide Away. Come on, man!" But it's a great song.
Yeah, they played that at the show we were at.
Yeah,
I got a question. I don't want to get all technical here, but
well, then don't.
I did notice it when I was listening. Does it change tempo in the song?
I don't believe so.
I don't know. I when I was listening to it, I thought it was changing tempo, but
I can't answer that.
I know that this song in
Where's the
particular...
research team?
Where's
the research team on that?
yeah,
I feel like
it
this
just
song
sounded like
is kind of like some of their other songs, and I know songs like bands of the time tend to do this, but Oasis was probably one of the worst examples. The song goes on a little long. It's like they have an extra verse or an extra chorus just for the hell of it. It comes in at almost, I think, 6 minutes, and they probably could have wrapped that up at 4, but whatever. It's still one of my favorites.
Well, those kind of songs are fun live when they just keep grooving, right?
Sure enough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and that I was just gonna say. So Slide Away from Definitely Maybe. So we're on a run of 3 songs from that album. So at number 7 is Supersonic. That's the first song that hits the list that all 4 of us selected. Wow. Supersonic. That's a great tune. It's a hit. Even Moral, you even like the hits. Look at you.
That was a shoe-in. That you have to include it.
Yeah.
Am I mistaken? Wasn't this their first big hit? I think they had another one that was a
Yeah, they didn't do an album first. They just released Supersonic as a single, and then they were huge.
Yeah, just
One song.
overnight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Drinking gin and tonics.
This
Number-
Elsa and Elka Seltzer.
Yeah, that's right. And you know what? The funny thing is, you can tell, like, if this is their first single, you can tell immediately that they're English. Like, Liam sounds so Northern England on this. It's hilarious. I don't know why his accent comes through on this so much.
Yeah, that's a good call. I never thought of that. Yeah, that's true.
Can't get off his L's. You make me laugh.
Yeah, this third song that came in at number 6 from that album, Definitely Maybe, Cigarettes and Alcohol, is way better than I remembered it.
Me too.
From way back in the day when I was listening to it, and that was, here's the singing, another singing portion of today's program, ladies and gentlemen. But it's I had 2 bands written down beside this. It's got a bit of a T-Rex feel to it, the way the guitars, the way that
I like how Noel says they ripped it off from T-Rex. He doesn't.
Did he really?
He's not like, oh no, it doesn't. Yeah, he says, yeah, ripped it off. He'll tell you his songs he rips off. And another song, Imagine. He says, I ripped off Imagine for that one.
Okay, it was. That's funny you say that, because I actually ended up. Well, I heard the guitars and I was like, "This sounds like Bang a Gong."
Yeah,
so I had to Google who sings that. Then I found out that was T-Rex, and then I listened to it. And I was like,
down a bad rabbit hole with that one up till 2 a.m, listening to T-Rex.
Yeah, I know that's the problem with
that
this.
dude had a
it gets
TV
away
show. That Mark Bolan from T-Rex apparently is like the birth of glam metal. His first dude. Put on to be a flashy singer with the makeup on, and I think David Bowie was on the show before David Bowie wore makeup.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that.
He hosted like a weekly rock show. Like, imagine seeing that now, just one of your rock stars hosting a Saturday night, hosting a show like a City Limits or something like that.
Yeah. The other band I had written down here was the Sex Pistols, just for that vocal. Right? Is it my imagination?
Oh, totally.
It just had that Sex Pistols thing to it, right? And he kind of carries that throughout the tune. But I think it is a tremendous song. Cecil, I know that you were pushing hard for this song too. I thought this was going to be your number 1, to be honest.
Almost. It should be called Weed and Coffee, though.
Should update it.
Weed and coffee.
But I like the words, man. It reminds me of the Dennis Leary stand-up about what makes you happy in life. Yeah. It's like, it's not the job. It's when you get home from the job.
You gotta make it happen. Yeah, dude. This is a great song.
This is outstanding. Yeah. absolutely wonderful, wonderful tune. And that gets us into the top 5 now.
Oh, Nelly.
Dig Out Your Soul shows up again. And you 3 guys carried this song, The Turning, into the top 5 because I didn't have this on my list. And then I listened to it afterwards and I thought, yeah, this is one of those songs I probably could have had, but who wants to talk about The Turning?
Any song with shake in the chorus is high on my list for me. Shake appeal, shake your foundation, shake your rump, shake.
That's your go-to.
I didn't know that.
Huh. We're collecting
shaking all over.
All these things, yeah.
That and balls.
Shake your balls. Ball.
Maybe if it had cowbell, I would have liked it. I'm not sure, but it's a good song.
Yeah, this chorus goes, shake your right ball, baby. Isn't that how it goes? No?
I think I believe so.
If it's not, then that's sliding down my list.
It's sliding away, is it?
Sliding away.
I don't know what to say about this song other than I just really liked it. And I found it surprising. It was it's a bit different of a sound for the band, and I guess it just shows their evolution. And maybe I didn't pay enough attention on the previous album, but I don't know what it is. I just love this song. I find it really catchy, and that's all their others.
Yeah, it's got a pretty solid song.
Yeah,
this album is kind of like that, isn't it? Though that it's a very catchy album. There's a lot of really good, like even right from the first song, "Bag It Up." Like that's a song that was in my top 10 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Noel said that it was a mix. In his mind, it was a mix of the Stone Roses and the Stooges.
Huh. Okay. I know the Stone Roses. See, I never listened to the Stooges.
Oh,
I never really listened to either.
One of my favorites.
But he wrote it for the drummer that died. One of his friends. I don't know, from some other band.
Not the Oasis drummer. He got killed in the courtroom, though.
No, but yeah, so it's a tribute song that, according to him, but I don't know.
No,
and that was Bag It Up, right?
What's that?
That was Bag It Up, or
no? We're talking about
the turn.
Just because he last mentioned, I thought maybe he was still on that.
Yeah, no.
So Bag It Up's about. That's not what that's about.
That's me. Every now and then I derail.
Bag It Up's
somebody.
About Friday night. Keep us safe.
As we swing into number 4, Bring It On Down. Sorry, my glasses aren't working. Bring It On Down from Definitely Maybe. We're back to Definitely Maybe. So there's that run of 4 of the last 5 songs. Cecil and Morrow, you guys were all over this.
Oh yeah, that's another good story about the recording. They planned their recording session was where they wrote Supersonic. Bring It On Down was going bad, he said, and that's when they went out for the Chinese food where Noel hashed out he had the riff for Supersonic and then wrote the rest of the tune while they were eating their food. And then they changed their mind, and then they said they did a 1-day, 11-hour recording session for Supersonic when they were supposed to be working on Bring It On Down.
Really?
There you go.
Yeah. I like the lyrics of that, too. The outcast, underclass. You're the uninvited guest.
Wow.
Yeah, it's about that dude at the party that nobody wants there and
That's
stays
us.
till the end. It stays till the end.
Oh, my theme song then. Jeez.
It's actually, you know what
I think we missed the boat on this, Gord.
What I love about it's a rock tune and it's got that punk feel to it, and like these guys rip off a lot of people, and he admittedly said it's like his version of the Stooges and MC5.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
This has an amazing solo as an outro, too. It goes on
Awesome
and on.
solo.
You know what this song... I figure out why this is high on our list, Morrow. It's our dinner in San Francisco at that Chinese food restaurant. You're the outcast, underclass, uninvited guest.
Yeah.
Did you guys show up looking like bums at a high-class restaurant or something?
No, exactly. I won't go into all the details, but long and short, we were on a holiday in San Francisco, went to a beautiful restaurant overlooking the bay, and they wouldn't let us sit together. They wouldn't let us sit at a window seat. And we were like, why not? It's like, those are only for parties of 3 or more. We're like, okay, whatever. So we sat down, and then there's all these couples there having nice dinners overlooking the window. And then we're looking at each other going, these guys, first of all, they think we're gay, and they don't like gay people. Like, So then from that went on, oh my God. We're lucky we got out of there alive because the way,
we were a little bit sloppy.
They were bad people, you know. They didn't let us sit that by the window for a bad reason. So we didn't leave the restaurant. Like really, we probably paid them more than we would have in the first place by doing this. So it maybe backfires a bit. But yeah, we were the uninvited guests. We wouldn't leave. We got pictures of us all with them after they closed, not looking happy.
Yeah, I think it was the owners.
We got pictures with.
It was the owner's daughters. It was all the owner's daughters. They were sitting down to eat after. So we went over and that was before you could take selfies, kind of. But
yeah, so I got pictures of Morrow smiling with these beautiful young ladies, and then some very unhappy, older-looking dudes.
Wow,
donkeys.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't kill us. To be honest.
Yeah. We got out of there lucky.
Well, I figure that transitions us into number 3. The song is called "Where Did It All Go Wrong?" No, where did it all go wrong? Standing on the Shoulder of Giants. This is one of those funny ones. Again, you know, Gord and Morrow, these were your number 1 songs, and then Cecil and I didn't have it on our list at all. So again, there's that variety that I don't even know how to explain this, but I'll let you guys take it.
Maybe I'll let Morrow start off.
This was my number 1 song from the start.
It
comes,
eh?
Yeah,
Wow.
It comes from the first album I owned, and when I decided to not be a clown and actually enjoy Oasis for the great band that they are. But Noel writes it, Noel sings it, and the vocals are smooth, like they are like silk. They're unbelievable. There's keyboards in it, but the reason that he actually sang it was because Liam couldn't. The melodies were too dynamic, and there was too much complexity. So he actually sung the song. It wasn't meant for him to sing it, but he did because Liam couldn't. So funny story, but. I don't know what it is about this song. It is just everything about it's good. The music's great, the lyrics are great, and it's my favorite Oasis song for sure.
Yeah, when I started this process, I knew this song would be on my list, but I honestly didn't know it would be number 1 from the get-go like Morrow. I was surprised for myself that this was number 1 on my personal list. I had no idea Morrow picked this as well, so I was shocked that anyone else had it that high. Same thing Jason said. I think the singing on this is amazing. Noel's definitely best singing, in my opinion. The melodies, it's a really touching song. I don't know what it is about it. Every time I listen to it, it touches me in the feels, like Cecil would say. It's just so well done and so well sung. It's unbelievable song to me.
Yeah, I think it's probably the most underrated Oasis song, I would say.
Yeah, it just dragged. I felt like it dragged on for me. I just wrote down it was like super repetitive at the end. Like, I don't know, maybe again I wasn't in the right mood, but I could not connect with this one.
Okay, that's all right. I found I'm like, oh, it's over already. Damn it! So I play it again.
I was the opposite. I was like, this thing's still going.
It's not a long song.
It sure feels like it.
I think it's only about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know this one doesn't traditionally show up on a lot of like traditional top 10 Oasis lists. It's not one of their biggest hits. I think it's a sleeper. Like it is so sneaky good that I could talk about this song all night, but I won't. We can move on to the next one, but unbelievable tune.
It's a hidden gem, I would say.
All right. Well, the good news is it'll be on the playlist for everyone to listen to, so feel free to send us some feedback on that. Number 2, Don't Look Back in Anger. All 4 of us had selected this song. This is only the second song that all 4 of us agreed on in terms of selection in our top 20. Wow. Don't Look Back in Anger from What's the Story, Morning Glory. Awesome tune. Again, it's singability. I think it it ranks so high on my list, particularly songs from this album, because it was the first album that I had heard. We used to listen to it a lot in back in the Vowsen days, which is weird because he was a total metal guy.
Yeah.
But then showed up with Oasis one day and started listening to it, and I quite enjoyed it. But I love singing this song. I won't do it now, but I'm just going to say that I, like in the car or wherever else, like I'm going to sing the shit out of this.
Oh, yeah. And when you sing, you got to belt it. You can't just whisper it. You got to just belt this bad boy out, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not going to do that either. No one wants to hear me sing anymore. But this is, to me, this is where Noel kind of announces to the world that, hey, I really freaking like the Beatles. So here you go. I'm not hiding from it because it's got, it's got parts about the Beatles. It's got a very Beatles feel. And it's a great song.
Yep. Yeah. There's a lot of, you hate to draw that comparison all the time, but I mean, it's some of their music is just, I don't want to say very influenced, very much influenced by the Beatles.
What about you, Gadonkeys?
Good tune. I mean,
people are logging in for these great takes, folks. Good dude.
I'm normally the one that says that. That's awesome. I'm glad you did that.
I didn't have it even on my list. It just kind of, I don't know where. It got me on a day where I felt a little better about it and moved it up. But no, I like some of the transition from verse to chorus with it. To stop crying your heart out, where he drags that out, those couple lines. Mm-hmm. Take that look off your face, all that. Bad, tough take.
No, that was fine, man. I mean, he does reference "Going to Start a Revolution from My Bed," which is directly talking about Lennon and Yoko Ono.
But it's really nothing said in the song,
right? Like he just throws that in there. I don't know.
It's got some good lines. Sally is that like negative voice in my head. So when I'm like getting down on myself, I'm like, no, man, Sally, you can wait.
That's what Sally's the original Karen, man. I don't know. I'm just trying to help you out, brother.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
All right.
And here's the pardon the pun, I guess. The shocking part about this that I found, so the number one song in terms of our favorite at the time, The Shock of the Lightning from Dig Out Your Soul. This is a song that I've loved for a long time, and I mean, you guys gave me a hard time about my list because it is largely composed of popular songs. I don't know how popular this song was, to be quite frank, but this album, I really enjoyed when it came out, and this is one of those songs. And there's like a drum solo in the middle of it. Like there's so many pieces to this song that I really enjoy. You can just crank it, drive real fast. It's fun. It's a good tune. See, there you go. It's a good tune.
Guaranteed, people that have made it this far to hear that "Shock of the Lightning" was the number one song are losing their shit.
Yeah, it's not the best song, right? It's just
yeah. Good point. We're not talking that these are our favorite songs. These are songs that we enjoy. We're not trying to be music critics.
This is this song played the algorithm in its favor. Knows how to manipulate it.
And
the law of averages there.
Yeah.
It's a great song. Like there's nothing wrong with this. It's probably, I mean, it's obviously our favorite song off that album. With special mention to the turning, but this song is just up tempo. It's got an intensity that I really like. As I mentioned earlier, they're playing it a bit faster of a speed, which they kind of like to sit back and groove it out in their earlier albums. This one's just a little more intense, and it's a great song.
Yeah, I think the vocals are really strong on this too.
Yeah, good call.
Love is a litany, a magical mystery. They love writing about love.
Oh yeah, dude.
With that song,
otherwise they just write about soccer, like right.
I think with that song, they basically released the demo version.
Oh, is that right?
They wrote that song. It was the fastest song they ever wrote.
Huh?
It was the last song for the album, wasn't it? Did I read that, or did I get that wrong?
The last song recorded for the album.
I thought it was the last song they wrote. I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Don't listen to me.
No,
Again, talking out
I
of
don't
my
know.
ass.
I think you might be right, actually.
Well,
They just wrote it real quick. They recorded it, and it was so good the first time. Like he said, they basically just tracked the demo, and it was good. So that's how good a song it is.
Damn.
Yeah,
They knocked it out, and
They were professional in the recording studio. When you watch those documentaries, they did What's the Story? They did the first 5 songs, one a day.
Yeah.
wow.
They showed
And they
Liam.
talk about Liam's takes. He nails it in about 2 or 3 takes, and then Noah would be like, "Good, Liam, beat it."
He did Champagne Supernova in like 3 takes. And he's like, oh, do you need another? I'm like, no, that was great. Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
let's
let's wrap
move
it up
on.
and go to the pub, boys.
That's right, and that is the top 10 list. We'll counter back, I guess. From 10, there's a tie there. I can see a Liar and Wonderwall. I'm out of time at number 9. 8 is Slide Away. 7, Supersonic. 6, Cigarettes and Alcohol. 5, The Turning. 4, Bring It On Down. 3 is Where Did It All Go Wrong? Number 2, Don't Look Back in Anger. And the number 1 song, our favorite song, The Shock of the Lightning, which takes us to, as people, like you said, everyone's like, where is this song? That takes us to the egregious omissions and points of contention. And without, I guess, there are a number of, I'll say, popular songs, or at least songs that I guess are recognizable by the general public. I don't know how to say it, but in terms of egregious omissions, what would you throw out there, Gord? I mean,
Well,
Champagne Supernova you mentioned, but
I would say that would be the obvious one. And I also, I think I'm the only one that had that anywhere high on their list. If I'm not, I could be mistaken, but
Supernova?
yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
I think that's a great song. I can understand why it's not on the list. I've probably listened to that song 1,000 times. It's probably suffering a little bit from the Smells Like Teen Spirit syndrome, where I've just heard it so much that it can only be good for so long, I suppose. But what do I know?
I've never been a fan of that song.
I think the guitar solo is incredible. Like, I don't know what it is about. It's not technically great. It's just really good.
It fits.
Yeah, I mean the lyrics are terrible, right? Slowly walking down the hall faster than a cannonball. Where were you while we were getting high? Come on, man. What are we in grade 3?
Yeah, I didn't, that's never been a favorite song of mine. Have you got another omission, or are we just talking about songs that maybe people expected? Would that be Little by Little, Live Forever, Rock and Roll Star? I mean, those are probably all songs that, I mean, were on our lists at certain points, but
I think Morning Glory could be another one. That was a huge song. Yeah. I really like that song. Starts off with the helicopter and everything. I think that's a solid,
I like that song a lot.
Solid tune, and I'm a little sad it didn't make the top 10, but it is what it is. But
it made the top 20, so it'll be on the list. So some might say, and Morning Glory made the top 20, and those would probably be out of that list if you want to call them popular songs. We're just outside of the top 10, but some of the others really didn't even make the top 20, which I found to be a bit surprising.
Mm-hmm. What about you guys?
What's your question, Gord?
Well, maybe
omissions
point.
Egregious.
You know what I
omissions?
mean? Do you know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
That was going to be a deep cut for me, but you make a good.
I can't
case.
see any egregious omissions because every song's
I'm not
good.
sure it could be either. It could be either.
I love that song. Do you know what I mean? And I didn't realize till after watching the documentary that Liam says that at the end of every sentence. Every actually thought that he has, he ends it with, "Do you know what I mean?" Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That's just life. You know what I mean? Well, that's going to be our next song. Do you know what I mean? It was pretty funny. What else you got?
And I think that was on 3 of the list. But because they were so low in the list, it couldn't crack the top the top 10. But I do believe I'm just scanning. Yeah, it came in at number 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably about 8 or 10 radio songs that you could have on that list, but I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? Is a really heavy live song. I don't mean like heavy metal. I just mean it must have like 9 guitars in the recording of it. It's really thick.
Too many "Do you know what I means" in that one for me, but there's a lot. I think with them, wasn't sure if I liked it. I didn't like it when I was younger. Was the mix of the electric acoustic in so many songs. You know, like that doesn't. I don't mind it now, but I remember back in the day that acoustic over a good electric doesn't always fit.
Good.
It won you over though. It was like rock sax. You weren't a rock sax guy, and
exactly.
you came around on it. Thanks.
Yeah,
to
the
Pink
blend
Floyd.
it just didn't sound right together. But
What about Boston? More Than a Feeling.
Oh, damn, son.
That's got the acoustic.
don't start.
and
We were
electric.
getting to Chicago again.
Oh, no.
Felt like I
Please.
was left hanging there.
Please.
Huffman said, "Let's go streaking," and I went run streaking, and he didn't follow me.
Dude, I listened to. I don't even know how I got down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, you said
have-
that. What song
I'm-
that sounds like Sabbath? It totally sounds like Sabbath.
Yeah, that's the problem with. We do these podcasts, and like you said, you know, it's like, oh, I'm looking at T-Rex, and then I'm looking at this, and next thing you know, I'm listening to 2 Chicago albums. Oh, actually, you know where that went? So when we were out, we were with Will when we saw the Supernova or the Wonderwall playing guy, and you know these UK guys, right? They start talking about all these different bands and stuff, and a lot of them that we've never heard. And I just keep saying to Will, it's shit. If I haven't heard it, it's no good, right? I like to bug him about that, but he says, oh, there's this band called Status Quo,
Yeah.
and I'm like, never heard of them.
I thought he was full
And
of
he's like-
crap.
He's like, oh, you got it. So I looked it up while I was there. They've got like something like
Is that like
24 studio albums or something like something insane. Like I thought it was like, okay, here's a one-hit wonder that's got a couple albums.
Were Scorpions band members in that band or something? No, or they just like the Scorpions. Never mind. I'll shut up. Mic off.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's weird because they've been around anyway. So now, see, this is how now I'm going down a rabbit hole with explaining this stupid story. Anyway, somehow I ended up on Status Quo. I was listening to a bunch of that stuff. Next thing you know, I'm listening to Chicago, and then I'm like, this sounds like Black Sabbath. And then I'm texting you. Anyway, the wheels completely came off. So it's, as you can, I'm very, very hard to keep focused. My apologies. What were we talking about?
Egregious omissions.
Oh yeah, points of contention. Points of contention is there's no Chicago songs on this album. Wait. Any honestly, like, you know, points of contention. I don't know if there's anything here. I mean, like you said, there's so many great songs. I don't know if I can. I'd like to look at everyone's list and kind of pick them apart, but I mean, when you listen to them all, it's kind of hard to do that. So I don't know. Does anyone have any points of contention?
I think the only egregious omission I got left is we haven't even mentioned Paul Bonehead Arthurs yet. Like, that's a great nickname. Bonehead?
Yeah.
Guy's a rhythm guitar player and some
Who
massive
gave him
ups.
that name?
I don't know. It's a solid name, though. He probably had it since he was like 5. Right? Guys like that just get named that, oh, that must be Bonehead.
Yeah, so he left right before Standing on the Shoulder of Giants, right? He left at in 99.
That's right.
And then they had some other guy. And because he does keyboards too. I'm just kind of looking at some notes here. Yeah, so he's a keyboard guy. So he was there from 91 to 99. And then Jem Archer. God, they got some great names. They got Bonehead, they got Giggsy, they got Jem Archer.
Yeah, dude.
If nothing else,
Jem.
It might-
That's
right?
a band. It Jem and the what? The cartoon.
Jem
I
and the
used to watch.
Archers.
Jem and the Archers. That's right. He writes good songs.
Jem and the Archers?
Those are gonna be my deep cuts. 2 or 3 by
Wasn't
him.
that a cartoon, Gem?
Yeah, I used to watch it every morning after
Did you?
delivering papers.
It was either that or Transformers. I
They're a
picked
rock band.
Transformers.
Yeah, there was one boy cartoon and one girl cartoon back then.
Yeah, it was
Really?
like, Gem, truly outrageous.
They're a band,
Truly,
Gem and
truly,
something.
truly outrageous.
I honestly don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
Yeah, me, Jem.
Just
I'm glad, I
drawing a
thought I was the only one. I'm like, I'm not so sure.
There was like G.I. Joe, Transformers,
what?
and then Gem came along. And it was like a girls' rock band.
Jem and the
cartoon.
Holograms. Does that sound right? Yeah.
I don't know.
It's an old cartoon.
Jem sounds like he might not get served in San Francisco either.
I don't know if you're gonna have to get the research team on that. I honestly don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Huh.
Jem and the Holograms. All right, we can go with that. Okay, well, maybe we should talk deep cuts.
Yeah, buddy.
And deep cuts being different from egregious omissions. Sure. It's hard. I can't necessarily, as much as I want to have little by little on the playlist, that's not necessarily a deep cut, so I'm not going to do that. So who wants to start us off?
I'll go ahead then. I'll try not to go crazy. I'll just maybe just one song that I really love. I recognize it's not a hit. Is Fading Out off of Be Here Now. I hate to say this, it's got almost like a Bon Jovi-ish kind of start to the song, and then it kicks into their own thing, and I think it's a really good song people could check out. Really good singing on it.
Okay. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of picks from that album. I think My Big Mouth was probably the most popular from that album, if I could, just by giving it a quick once-over.
I could throw from another one off that album would be Magic Pie, where Noel sings. Really, really good song. One of the first
that
ones.
is a good song.
Yeah, I really like Magic Pie.
I didn't get that tune either. Anyway.
No? Yeah, it's hard to sing about a piece of pie.
It's magic
But
pie.
it's magic, man. Come on.
It's magic.
Haven't you ever had magic pie? No? Never?
Oh,
Once you have it, it's insane.
I don't answer that.
You just go insane.
It's been a while, Morrow. I'll just say that. Why don't you go next, Morrow? Why don't you follow? Because you probably were going to pick Magic Pie anyway.
No, I wasn't.
Oh.
I have three, but maybe I'll just...
You can do whatever you want.
One song that I absolutely love is Let There Be Love, and it's a total Beatlesque sort of rip-off.
So good.
That is 100%.
Don't Believe the Truth.
Yeah.
Yep.
And with that song, the two brothers both sing, and they harmonize together, and it's fucking amazing. It's the best song by far.
That's
that the two of them both sing on.
It's the only song that they sing separate verses, isn't it?
Yeah, they sing separate verses and they harmonize in the chorus. It's pretty slow, like it is a love tune, but it's kind of a hippie love tune.
I like their slow stuff. Normally,
Yeah.
I prefer the faster stuff, but there's a lot of Oasis stuff that's really good, like that slower tempo.
I would say they have more good slow songs than any band I've ever heard.
Yeah, you might be right.
That doesn't just exclusively play slow stuff. Like they got so many.
Yeah, and then I got Falling Down on Dig Out Your Soul. And that was the final single they ever released while they were together. So that's a good tune. But I do like Hung in a Bad Place on Heathen Chemistry. And I don't know that I like the song because it's got a wicked guitar solo, and the ending it's like the heaviest ending. It's like yeah,
I like that song too.
Yeah.
So
And that's one of the songs written by Jem.
Punk ass Jim.
right?
Jem must have some pull because no one could write other songs until Jem showed up.
Yeah. So that those are your three, Morrow? That's what you're sticking with?
Yeah, those are my three.
All right. I'm going to make this quick. I mentioned the Master Plan earlier, and I might have been the heaviest on that album for whatever reason. And I could pick a number of songs. Now, there is one already that ranks within the top 20 that everyone will hear anyway. That song is Aqueous, but the one that I'm going to pick from that album is Fade Away. They seem to have a lot of songs that have either fade and or away in it, or I don't know. It seems I started getting a little confused with some of them, but that's a you know what? That's a great album. If you're not familiar with that album, give that a listen. But I'm going to take Fade Away from there. Importance of Being Idle. I pitched that to Gord to try and sway his votes to try and get him to put it on his list.
Shamelessly.
He didn't take the bait. That's from Don't Believe the Truth. That is a absolutely tremendous song. And then this one isn't necessarily a deep cut because it's popular, but I just have a hard time putting a playlist out that doesn't have Stop Crying Your Heart Out. I love that freaking song, and it just needs to be on the list. So my shallow cut.
That is a great song.
It's a little shallow.
That song jumped all over my list.
Yeah.
I got one more if that's okay, if it's not too late, and it's one of their few instrumentals. Off Standing on the Shoulders of Giants. In one of my favorite movies, Snatched, Fucking in the Bushes. I don't know what it is about this song. I wish it had lyrics because it would be up there with one of their best songs had they written some sort of vocal melody for it.
You know,
having some magic pie in the bushes.
Jesus Christ. I thought we were going to get through an episode where we didn't have a friggin' instrumental on the playlist, and you come in from the top rope with the elbow.
That's right, baby.
I had it on my list too, but I took it off because it was an instrumental. It is good though. It's really good.
Yeah. That's the song they opened, or that's the music that was playing before the curtain went up at the gig we were at.
That's right.
I'm not so sure. I don't know. I'm not so sure I would call that a favorite song, but you can do whatever the hell you want. It's your deep cut. You put Fucking in the Bushes in there. Why not?
That's all I got, buddy.
All right. Well, because it is the last episode of Movember.
Hold on.
We're going to send it over to Cecil to close it out with the deep cut.
Oh, I thought you were cutting me out.
No. I'm sorry. It was a bad lead-in, I guess.
My ears aren't working.
All right. Good night, everybody.
I'm missing. Gord, what do you ask me?
No, I was saving. You get to close out the deep cuts because you got the best mustache and you've only got one nut.
See, well, at least
between the seven of it, or between the four of us, we have seven nuts.
At least I get a better parking spot.
Oh Jesus!
So. All right, what do you? I think I know where you're going to go with this, but I gotta hear your deep cuts.
I'll get since I got you hostage at the mic, I'll put this as a deep cut because this song cracks me up. Cast No Shadow. Sounds like
great song.
Sounds like a song about a guy with a little penis, and everyone's laughing at him.
Really?
Here's a man trying to understand what's in his hands. Hey,
that was not my takeaway.
As they took his soul, they stole his pride. And then the chorus is, as he faced the sun, he cast no shadow, because it's all right. It's clearly right there.
That might be the greatest interpretation of any song I've ever heard. That's unreal.
Oh my.
As soon as we're done recording this, I'm gonna listen to that song. You
ruined that perspective. Ruined it.
All right.
It'll never be the same.
Real songs will be Love Like a Bomb off Don't Believe the Truth.
Nice.
Written by Jem Archer and Liam.
Sneaky.
And I like that Andy Bell songs too, so I'm going to put Keep the Dream Alive because that's one of my touchy-feelies.
Okay.
I got to get one more because Columbia's not on their list, is it?
No.
No, it's not.
I think that's a good lesson if you want to learn to write a song. It's just simple and it's got a lot of little things. If you're a simple guitar player like myself, it's a song you could play everything and sound awesome.
Sorry, which one?
Columbia.
Columbia.
It finished 21, so it just missed the top 20.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did it? So it was almost there anyways. Okay.
Yeah, so it wouldn't have been on the list, so that's good. And at the risk of adding another song here, I thought you were going to go with Gas Panic because that was your top song, Cecil.
I thought it might have been on there already because I had it.
Oh, is it?
That one's a
Oh yeah, it is.
That one feels like kind of the darkest song to me. Like
I had a hard time with that song.
It's kicking, and there's a solo on the outro again, and I couldn't tell if it was a electric harmonica. It's got such a cool sound, and it's got a little bit of a repeated orchestra sample. It sounds like almost like a rap tune, like just a one note over and over. It's got just so many things in it, but it sounds like trying to kick a drug. There was a story behind it. Maybe he's on pain. Maybe he's trying to kick painkillers or something like that. One of the drugs are on, but It's
Take your pick, right?
and,
Maybe the dentist gave him too much of the gas.
Well,
Novocaine. No, that's Green Day. Yeah, so I think, that's the list. I think this is a great time to give some stuff away. I mean, we're not going to do it right now, but at least give everybody the opportunity to do that. Who doesn't want to win a Google Nest Hub Mini, right? All you got to do, it's an easy thing. All you got to do is answer a trivia question, and then you email your answer to picksandstickspodcast@gmail.com. Those correct answers will go in a draw, and then we will randomly select a winner in January. And I forgot to write the date down. We had a date. Do you guys remember what that date was? The 20th or something?
I believe it was December 20th.
December
20th?
Was it December 20th? Holy hell.
I think
I got to
so.
get my act together. December the 20th. We're going to announce that winner. So you're probably wondering what the question is. The question is, in which recent episode did Gord threaten to hand in his letter of resignation? Your choices are the Police, Beastie Boys, Van Halen, or the Interrupters. All right, so in which recent episode did Gord threaten to hand in his letter of resignation?
Wasn't it all
Police? Probably.
All of the above.
The Police, Beastie Boys, Van Halen, or the Interrupters. Again, you send your answer to picksandstickspodcast@gmail.com. You can also DM us the answer through Instagram as well. You can find us on Instagram. So that's it. That's all. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure you tell your friends, your family, neighbors, coworkers about it. And as we always say, we appreciate your support. Make sure you don't miss an episode. Subscribe to the Picks and Sticks podcast. You find us everywhere: Spotify, Apple, YouTube Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Alexa, and many, many more. Wow. Next episode, again, bringing a little bit something special as we're coming up to December. You know what that means. Christmas time. We're going to do a Christmas episode, so make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be epic. And again, thanks for listening, and until next time, see ya.
See ya.
See ya.
That's it.